Hello, everyone. Welcome to Dwells Within Us podcast. This is season 13, and we're really excited that you listened to the podcast this far. And we have some really exciting entrepreneurs and innovators for this season, and we'd love for you to listen to them. First episode is with the Deputy Governor of Bangkok, Mr. Sanon, and I hope you enjoyed that, and we'll have more entrepreneurs, innovators, government officials in this season. So thank you so much for listening to or being a part of Dwells Within Us podcast for the past 2 years now. And I hope you enjoy this season. And we are excited. Hope that you will be willing to participate in and contribute as well as give feedback to all our episodes this season. So looking forward to it, and I hope you guys enjoy. So hi everyone, it's a pleasure to have another episode, the first episode of 2024. I'm very grateful to all our listeners for last year, and thank you so much for signing up on our Spotify and all the other platforms you listen to. The host again here is Jacob Fortin, and as you guys know, on this podcast we interview entrepreneurs, change makers, young policy makers who are making a significant impact in the local communities, and a great example for young people as well as entrepreneurs and politicians to make a difference in the world. Today, we are super honored and pleased to have with us the Deputy Governor of Bangkok, Thailand, Sanon. I please want to pronounce your last name correctly. Wangsrangboon.
Wangsrangboon.
Wangsrangboon on the podcast. I've been following your work on Instagram and all social media platforms, and just some of the work you have done as a social entrepreneur as well as the current Deputy Governor of Bangkok has been truly inspiring. And I really want to thank you for giving us the platform to share your work and also to talk about what you're doing for urban development and challenges that you're currently facing and how you're addressing them. So thank you so much, Sanon, for being on the podcast.
Thank you for having me, and very pleasure to be here and talk about my passionate work, and really happy to share to talk with you. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So for us to just get light and get into it, one thing that I would love to hear is what has been some of the key priorities. I know Bangkok is one of the largest metropolitan cities in the world. It has high level of visitors that come in for the extraordinary things you work on Bangkok. But for us to start, what are some of the key priorities for you in terms of urban development as there's a rapid urbanization and population growth in Bangkok?
Yes. So basically, to overview a little bit about Bangkok, I think we all know that Bangkok is a mega city, and we are the city that have 5.6 million people register citizen, but we also have another 5.6 and more than that as a non-legitimate. It's like people who come and travel back to another city, which is make Bangkok infrastructure very heavy, and we got tax and revenue from only half of the citizen that we have. And if you see the problem in the city, if you compare the city as human, you will see like a human, we have a data blood system, right?
Yes.
But if you see, it's not only the system that make people live, but it also have a capillary system, which is very important to make you good. So if you see Bangkok actually on the data system is very good. We have good mass transportation like BTS, the SkyTrain, Metro. We have a big hospital, a very luxury hospital that everyone come just for the medical tourism. We have a big factory and big things about to do the garbage and collector and do everything. But if you going back to the capillary system and small thing, we have a lot of problem.
Yeah.
We have a major problem on first mile, last mile, on transportation. We can go back home if you're not on the main street. If you need to go to inside housing, we have a lot of problem on trash collector in the community, but on the main street it's okay. So to wrap up, summarize in net, our priority is to focus on the capillary system, or which is the major thing of the city management.
Yes.
So all the policy we're trying to focus on, like how to connect the dot from the small project into the big makeup project that we already doing good. So that is a focus.
No, thank you so much. Intentional applications on how you want to address this rapid urbanization. And I see it myself. I take the BTS. It's very clean. It gets on time, and it takes me to where I am right now in Bangkok. So I can see that the work you're doing is actually visible, and I think there's a lot more there's a lot more you have been doing that a lot of people will appreciate and recognize. One thing that I also wanted to ask: so, how as the deputy governor, what are some of the ways that you have engaged maybe the community, the local community, to kind of help with the urban planning, perhaps, or just contribute in shaping the future of Bangkok as a city as a whole? There's still some very interesting initiatives that are coming about. What are some of the ways you have actually gone about that?
Yeah, because Bangkok is very big. So it means that if you want to make it right, you need to engage people and trying to distribute the power to, everyone can help each other in the level that you coming not only speak, but can contribute. So I think we have many policy that trying to like engage the community. Okay, first of all, it's about to understand and to do public hearing. But I believe only hearing is not enough because some issue, if you go through the government process, it take like a year. But if you go to the private sector process, people participatory process, sometimes it's very quick, and it's not only quick, but also have some innovation, some creative ideas from them as well. So we have a project called participatory budgeting. So we give back the money to the community. Each community you got 200,000 baht community, and each community can just have public hearing together, and you just say what is the project that you want to use that money for. And after the consensus between the committee, the district level will come to, operate together with the committee. So this kind of like give back the power to the citizen, and not only hearing, but you give the budget and you give the power for them to, and we found that many ideas from the committee that they raised is something you can scale, not only from one committee, but you scale expand to other committee, because we found a common pain. For example, you go to the community, you have like a lighting problem, like drainage problem, like some connectivity, like mobility problem. So this kind of thing is something is very common. And once you see one community and you see innovation from one community, you can scale it. So it's not only budget participatory, but also idea and solution participatory as well. So that is a thing that we can do and engage more and more.
I love that. I love that, and I love the allocation of capital. That's pretty inspiring, and also shows like your level of inclusiveness and community engagement. Just to take it to a lighter note, I was here for the Songkran festival. It was amazing. It was my first time. So much going on. I had a great time. There was the water splashing event on Sukhumvit Road, and
Yeah.
it was such a blast. I want to ask a few questions because I think it highlights Thai culture and just the importance of the people of Bangkok. If you don't mind sharing, what's the significance of Songkran from your perspective in relation to Thai culture, as well as having people have the opportunity to celebrate this on a very special day?
Yeah, of course. I think if you come to Bangkok around April and also now on May as well, you feel the heat and you feel, how hot it is. And you cannot imagine how you survive without the water, right? So that is a main reason for Songkran Festival, that the people come to celebrate and trying to like cooler your body a little bit from the very hot season here. But more recent that going to the culture of Thai people is not only water, but actually it's about family itself, to how you can pay respect to the elderly, to like pay respect to the year that you have gone through. And it's actually a Thai New Year as well, not only the Songkran, not only about water or family. So it have a lot of meaning behind this kind of festival. It's not only one day, but it's 3 days, and every day have meaning for it. Yeah. So I believe normally it's 3 days, but normally people will like expand it depend on the day is on that week. Sometimes it's like 3 day, start from Monday, Tuesday. So it's actually start from Saturday. So something like this happen every year. But I think this year will be very special because we come after COVID, and we already prepare for a year for this kind of festival. And also we got nominated from the UN to be intangible cultural heritage festival. Like, Songkran is like one of the intangible ICH. And that's why, we have a lot of big event.
And I love that. I
Yeah.
love the fact that it was really good. It was really good, and I personally experienced that. So it was such a blast, and it was very inclusive. I learned a lot about the Thai people, the Thai culture, and had a wonderful time as a result. Moving ahead in the following years, how do you see it evolving? I'm sure there are many things that, especially in Bangkok. What do you have any plans for next year? Because this year was really great. So I'm sure next year you probably might be thinking about some other ways to have it as a much more engaging platform, which you already worked this year.
Yeah, I think we have a lot of special thing about Songkran. It's not only the festival that happening in the small area, right? But if you imagine, do you imagine any festival that do it in the city level, citywide? This means that default is festival. If you just go out from your home, it's festival. It's not like some festival that you need to go to specific area, right? And you enter the festival. But here is like everywhere in the city is festival. So I believe it's one of the unique festival in the world. And I believe that what we need to do is to just expand it and ensure the identity of each area have their own uniqueness. If you come to Songkran this year, you will see every district they have their own unique Songkran identity. And for example, if you go to the Silom, there's a one-way route that you can walk around, around 2 kilometers, but you will enjoy the people walking, and it's very crowded, and it will be like more youngster and the first job. But if you go to Khao San Road, it will be more like bigger, but it will be more foreigner based. Yes, it will be like tourism. But if you go to Siam Square, which is another area, this will be like Songkran for the very youngster. It's more like young people go there. So, but in some area, they're still not playing water as main as well. They're like doing cultural things, pay respect to the Buddhist, Buddha, and whatever about the religion, something. So I believe what we can expand and make it beyond is about to create identity of each area and to ensure that the unique of Songkran is still there. However, the major things about BMA, Bangkok Metropolitan Administration, we focus on safety as the key priority. So we implement a lot of like CCTV, a lot of like regulation that help the people to be safe across, because it's not normal, to have people having gun go on the street and shoot each other. It's very hard for some nation that they're doing something like this. So we need to ensure that everyone have a trust between each other in the level that this festival will go safe, and ensure everyone will be safe. That is a key, and that is the most important thing about every festival that you need to do. So I believe Songkran will be still the unique in the world, and safety is a priority. Yeah.
No, thank you so much. And after the Songkran festival, the cleaning, you guys did a great job. I mean, I couldn't tell the difference. The third day, everything was organized. There was some very coordinated cleaning on the streets. I think you did an amazing job from the BMA to make sure that things went back to normal as soon as possible. So that was very commendable as well from your point of view. And I saw your Instagram post, how you kind of coordinated security.
Oh, really? Oh, thank you.
So that was inspiring. So I just have a last few questions. So you're an entrepreneur, a social entrepreneur. How have you applied that as a policymaker, someone in government, to ensure that you're a much more effective entrepreneur? And starting a company is difficult. Managing something that, has more of a business model for a business per se. Have you pulled over some of your skill sets and experiences into now your current role as a deputy governor?
Yeah, I think to start some project, some companies, you need to understand yourself, who is you, and the name is company. So you need to have a companion, right? And you need to have like friends to implement what you maybe not good at. And together you can, manage something. So I think first thing first is about know yourself and have friends who implement you. And together you can achieve some goals. But the goal is very important for especially the social entrepreneur, because you didn't do for yourself only. but you also need to have some purpose, and that purpose will drive you even you are in bad time. So I think only one thing that I will think about is need to have a very clear and really focused purpose on what you want to achieve, and it's okay if you are not sure about it, but just don't remember that you need to have something, and that purpose will maybe the first day is something, but second day will be changed. It's fine, but you just need to have that purpose in your life. So I think important for me now, no matter what role I doing right now, I have same purpose, and this purpose will never change if you are like very trust in yourself, and you have a companion, that the friends that work with you, and together that will become closer and closer.
No, that's powerful. I like that. I like that crossover because it's so true and so important. Most of the speakers who've had guests on the podcast alluded to the same thing you mentioned. One thing that I found very peculiar about you is you're so young, yet you have achieved so much. So what happened? How did you do that?
No, I think we are just in no, the world is very big, and I believe that it's just a matter of opportunity and preparation, and I'm just lucky that what I'm doing and the opportunity just come now. But it doesn't mean that better than who, but just the matter of like the opportunity come in this time, just that. So I believe that everyone who prepare something now, no matter you have the opportunity or not, it doesn't make you, good or bad, or it doesn't mean that you are worse. So I believe just prepare yourself, just trust to yourself, trying to find friends, doing every day better in every day, and some opportunity will come. Yeah, and that will determine you in the future. Yeah.
Most definitely. Most definitely. I wanted to, so my last two questions, the second but last. So back in the US, we think pad thai is the most popular dish in Thailand. But when I come to Thailand, I don't
Yeah.
see Thai people eating pad thai. What's
Yeah, I think because Thai is very mixed, so we influence from many things. And actually, pad Thai is, if you go to one restaurant, it's different to another restaurant. So pad Thai is also the same dish. You have so many pad Thai. So I think people maybe eating other things because they're so mixed. And there's some area that eat pad Thai a lot, maybe. But in general, we have our own dish, and we call it tam sang, which is like made to order.
Yes.
So everything you can do it. And I think the national food is tam sang,
Yes.
and
Yes.
it's like made to order.
No, thanks for sharing that. I wanted to solve this mystery in my head. So the last question, how do you see, what is something that you hope to achieve maybe in the next year or in the next, quarter, or maybe in the next year, let's keep it at that. And what keeps you excited, if you may, what keeps you excited about the work you're doing, and what you aspire to achieve, one of the big goals you have to achieve in the next year?
Yeah, because the position I am is political position, so we have clear term. So we have another 2 years. I think the goal is to achieve the most of this position can do, whatever. Because I think the opportunity like this will never come easy, and I have a chance, very honorable to took it. So if you ask me what is my goal, is to use every minute, every moment to bring the most out of this chance, and trying to achieve. Okay, I take care education, so to ensure the equality of the education can be achieved. About the cultural tourism, sport, we have a free access to sport, to museum, to whatever that we can do. And lastly, about social welfare, so I believe inequality in Bangkok is very huge, and Bangkok can do it better. And in terms of like social, regarding to the collaboration with the government, because only city cannot do alone. We need to collaborate with the national government too. So I think my goal is to bring the most out of this chance and to make everything work. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. I have a vision that at some point you'll be the prime minister someday.
Oh, no.
But for this moment, I really love your work. You are inspiring. That's one thing I wanted to let you know. You have that vigor from what I see. And just talking to you in this last 30 something minutes, getting to 40 minutes, you have truly inspired me. And I'm sure, there's more exciting things for you in this role and many years to come in public service or as an entrepreneur or as a businessman. So I want to thank you so much for your time. Next time, I
Yeah.
hope to meet you in person. So
Oh, please. Thank you for having me and the opportunity to talk. I believe we all just, human to human, people to people. So to have chance talking with everyone and, across the world, we are in a different part of the world. So it's very, very good. And thank you for having me. Yeah.
No, thank you so much. And to all our listeners, this is the Deputy Governor of Bangkok, Sanon, and he's just an inspiration. And so make sure you can listen to this on every platform where you listen to your podcast. And I'll have his Instagram profile or his LinkedIn profile. You can follow everywhere it is. So thank you again, Sanon, and talk to you soon.
Thank you. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. I hope you learned something. You're able to connect with what the innovator or entrepreneur mentioned or our special guest mentioned. The goal of our podcast, Do What's Within Us, is to make sure that you learn, you get inspired, and you're called to action wherever you are. And we hope to see you in the next episode. Feel free to subscribe on our podcast on Spotify or anywhere you listen to your podcast. And we hope that you will give us any recommendations on how to improve, on how to make sure that the content is much more viable and important to you. So we're looking forward to hearing from you. And thanks again for tuning in. Take care.